Welcome to the Grim Tapes, a place where legends breathe and shadows whisper. In today's deep dive, we take you to a place whispered about in hushed tones, a location shrouded in sorrow, darkness, and the cries of the unknown. The legend of the Crybaby Bridge is one of America's most haunting ghost stories. But it's not just one bridge. Across the United States, there are several bridges called Crybaby Bridge, each with a similar tale. A mother, a baby, and a tragic end. What is it about these bridges that births so many similar stories? Are these tales just urban legends passed from generation to generation? Or is there a sinister truth that lingers in the mist over these haunted crossings? In this video, we'll explore the origins of the Crybaby Bridge legend, its variations across different states, documented paranormal investigations, chilling eyewitness accounts, and the deeper psychological and cultural impact behind the weeping ghost of a child. So grab your headphones, dim the lights, and settle in. This is going to be a long, dark ride. Origins of the legend. The Crybaby Bridge legend is deeply rooted in American folklore, but tracing its origin is like chasing a ghost. No single place owns the tale. Maryland, Ohio, Texas, Kentucky, Alabama, and other states all have their own versions of the Crybaby Bridge, each with slight differences but eerily similar themes. In most versions, the story centers around a mother who, overwhelmed by life or cursed by circumstance, throws her baby over the side of the bridge. In some tales, the mother is fleeing an abusive partner. In others, she's a young woman shamed by her community for having a child out of wedlock. Sometimes, the child is said to have died by accident, falling from the mother's arms. Regardless of the specifics, the result is always the same: the child's spirit never leaves. Locals say that if you visit the bridge at night and remain quiet, you can hear the faint, haunting cries of a baby echoing through the night. Others claim to see a ghostly woman wandering the bridge, searching endlessly for her lost child. Crybaby Bridge locations across the U.S. Let's journey across the United States and examine some of the most infamous Crybaby Bridge sites. These locations have attracted paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and skeptics alike. Maryland. One of the most well-known Crybaby bridges is in Prince George's County, Maryland. The bridge is located near Lotsford Vista Road. According to the legend, a mother killed her baby on the bridge, and at night, you can hear the child crying and see faint lights floating over the creek. Ohio. In Salem, Ohio, another Crybaby Bridge sits quietly over a dark, wooded ravine. Locals report that if you stop your car on the bridge and turn off the engine, you'll hear a baby crying or even feel tiny handprints appear on your car windows. Texas. In DeKalb, Texas, an old wooden bridge bears the infamous name. Legend says that the bridge is cursed. People have reported their vehicles stalling and hearing not only baby cries but blood-curdling screams. Kentucky. Crybaby Bridge in Kentucky is often associated with satanic rituals. Locals believe that witches used to perform dark ceremonies here and that the crying baby ghost was a victim of one of these events. Alabama. In Saraland, Alabama, the bridge has such a strong reputation that police warn people against visiting it at night. According to reports, it's not just crying you'll hear. Shadowy figures are often seen moving just out of the corner of one's eye. Investigations and encounters. Paranormal investigators have long been fascinated by Crybaby Bridge stories. Teams equipped with EMF detectors, thermal cameras, and voice recorders have visited these sites repeatedly. What they capture is chilling. In one investigation in Ohio, a team recorded an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, that clearly featured a baby crying, even though there were no infants anywhere nearby. In another case in Kentucky, investigators claimed they encountered cold spots, sudden battery drain, and heard whispers in the dark. One man, a former Marine and skeptic, visited the Crybaby Bridge in Maryland on a dare. He reported feeling an overwhelming sadness that brought him to his knees, followed by a clear, sharp scream of a woman in the woods. In Texas, a woman driving alone at night said her car was pushed forward by an invisible force after she stopped on the bridge. When she got out to inspect, she found small handprints in the dust on her trunk. Psychological and cultural exploration. Why do these stories persist across generations and states? One theory is that the Crybaby Bridge serves as a cautionary tale. It warns against moral failures, societal pressures, and the tragic consequences of desperation. Psychologically, the sounds of crying babies trigger strong emotions in humans. It's an evolutionary response. We are hardwired to respond to an infant's cry. This might make stories like these particularly disturbing and memorable. Culturally, the tale of the woman and the lost child is archetypal. From the Mexican legend of La Llorona to ghostly banshees in Irish folklore, grieving female spirits are a recurring theme. Crybaby Bridge is the American version of this global motif. Skepticism and logical explanations. Skeptics argue that the stories are simply urban legends, born from misinterpreted sounds or atmospheric conditions. The creaking of old wooden bridges, the sound of water flowing underneath, or animals in the woods could easily be mistaken for crying. Human psychology also plays a role. When people expect to see or hear something, their brains often manufacture the experience. This phenomenon, known as expectation bias, might explain many of the eerie encounters reported at these bridges. Still, despite logical explanations, the stories continue. Deeper mysteries and modern-day obsessions. The Crybaby Bridge has become an obsession for many, appearing in books, films, and online videos. Social media is filled with people documenting their late-night visits. Some go for thrills. Others go seeking answers. There are even reports of people becoming haunted after visiting. Nightmares, unexplained scratches, and electronic disturbances are common among those who claim to have encountered the bridge's ghost. Folklorists believe these stories are modern myths, living, breathing entities that adapt and evolve. Each generation adds its own layer to the legend, keeping the ghost of Crybaby Bridge alive. So, what do you believe? Is Crybaby Bridge just a creepy campfire story passed down through generations? Or is there something deeper, something real, hiding in the shadows beneath these bridges? Would you dare to visit one of these sites alone at night? Have you ever experienced something you couldn't explain? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Share your stories. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, your voice matters in keeping these legends alive. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most chilling urban legends, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the Grim Tapes, and hit that bell so you never miss another terrifying tale. Because here, the darkness is just the beginning.